Junior Elizah wins Vocal Fusion Season 4. 13th border meet underway in Port Moresby. And budget cuts to affect Morobe programs.
This is National EMTV News with Helen Sayer.
Good evening and thank you for joining me for Monday's news. Winner of EMTV's Vocal Fusion Competition 2016, Elizah Gordon Jr. walked away with keys to the latest Toyota Hilux 6th Element, courtesy of Ella Motors. Elizah put up a crowd-pleasing performance against 4 equally talented contestants, landing him in first place by night's end, an achievement he said he was not expecting by a long shot.
Junior Elizah!
The 22-year-old's reaction to the grand announcement last night said it all.
From humble origins in the day. Hilux. Humble origins in the day. Congratulations! PNG, you have chosen your winner.
Still overcome by disbelief, Elizah was officially handed over the keys to his vehicle by Vocal Fusion's grand final prize sponsors, Ella Motors.
We agreed on to sponsor based on certain objectives. One was the segment was local participation, picking young talent from Papua New Guineans, and Ella Motors came in to give away a vehicle based on the segment.
Elizah, who ironically does not know how to drive, when presented with the option to trade the next generation Toyota Hilux, valued at 134,000 kina for cash, had this to say.
My plan is I will take the car, honest. Because I work hard, that's why I have to take the car. Yeah. I don't like the cash. Cash, it's tomorrow with luck. That's all.
The 22-year-old from East New Britain grew up a long way from home in Medang's most notorious neighborhoods, popularly associated with the Route 26 bus stop. He has just finished his grade 12 at Tuspab Secondary School and aspires to be a male nurse in the future. Aside from that, he plans to further his career in music with songs that inspire change in his community. Also notable in the competition was first runner-up McSteve Polly, who walked away with 20,000 kina and a year's recording contract with Paradise Beverages. Taking third place was the only duet to ever make it to the grand final so far, NJ, who bagged 10,000 kina in cash prize. Finishing in fourth place with 5,000 kina was Mary Magdalene Bolokon. Melissa Gaviro, National EMTV News.
The 13th Border Liaison meeting is underway in Port Moresby between the governments of Papua New Guinea and the Republic of Indonesia. PNG and Indonesia share a common land border, and the meeting will discuss issues and matters of common interest to both countries. This is in preparation for the 33rd Joint Border Committee meeting, an important bilateral meeting which will be held on Thursday this week.
The 13th Border Liaison meeting was held at the Gateway Hotel and was attended by delegates from the PNG and Indonesian governments. Governor for the National Capital District, Powes Pakop, opened the meeting, urging both governments to make progress on the establishment of joint border posts and development road links along selected locations on the border to facilitate trade activities in and around the border areas and between both countries. Most importantly, Governor Pakop encouraged the prevalence of peace and security.
We are neighbor forever. We cannot change that. And that is the potential that we all should remember. whatever we say or think, or whatever challenges that we face, small or big, will not erase that fact that we are neighbor forever.
Head of the Indonesian delegation and Vice Governor of the Papuan Province of the Republic of Indonesia, Clement Tinal, speaking in Bahasa, said the outcomes of this forum will be beneficial for the management and handling of border areas and cross-border activities between the two countries carried out by the residents along the border region.
Untuk itu kita perlu memadukan pola pikir.
Therefore, we need to integrate thinking and synergistic acts seriously so that the handling of border measures can contribute positively to the society and strengthen the border between two countries and also bilateral.
Today, the border liaison meeting covered topics such as infrastructure development at the border, management and border arrangement, trade and investment cooperation, fisheries, customs and health cooperation. Tomorrow, the meeting sessions will look at cooperation in the areas of environment, biosecurity, tourism and connectivity. They will also look at the establishment of a consular consultative forum. Deli Waigeno, National EMTV News.
Cuts to the Morobe funding allocations in the 2017 budget will see development project activity slow down in the new year as the provincial government adjusts to the reduction. But Morobe Governor Kelly Naru is supportive of the national government, saying the conservative budget means we are living within our means. 20 million kina has been sliced off from the Morobe budget.
The Morobe provincial government expected a budget ceiling of a little over 120 million kina. 1 week ago, when the budget was tabled in Parliament, the budget books showed that 20 million kina had been cut from the provincial allocation. That represents 1/6 of Morobe's total allocations. But Morobe Governor Kelly Naru, who has remained supportive of the national government, said the relatively conservative projection presented by the Treasurer is, quote, a disciplined budget, and that the province now has to live within its means.
What that means now is that following from that budgetary allocation, the Morobe provincial government will now have to basically exercise fiscal discipline in terms of the framing of our up-and-coming budget, which we hope to deliver towards the end of this month.
Living within its means will mean cutting back on the development budget, and this means Morobeans can expect to see less of new buildings, roads and bridges. The governor has also issued orders for spending on overseas trips to be halted. However, key areas including the rural Medivac program will continue.
So we will try as best how we can maintain that, basically so that it can continue to deliver to the mothers and the babies in the rural areas.
Since 2012, Morobe's budget has averaged between 300 and 350 million kina. A reduction is expected to be announced at the end of this month when the Morobe provincial budget is handed down, and it will reflect what's contained in the national budget. Scott Waide, National EMTV News, Ley.
A councillor from Ley Urban Local Level Government says authorities need to be honest and transparent with the distribution of the 2017 national budget. Carol Yawing, councillor for Ward 2, said whether the money will reach them in time or not is a big question. The government had allocated a total of more than 3.6 billion kina for the provinces. It includes 100,000 kina for each local level government and 10,000 kina for each ward.
Most projects from local level governments in Morobe province are yet to be implemented due to the delay in funding. Under the Local Level Government Service Improvement Program, or LLG SIP, the government has allocated 100,000 kina for each LLG and 10,000 kina for each ward. Carol Yawing, the councillor for Ley Urban LLG Ward 2 area, called on authorities to be honest and transparent when distributing what's allocated for LLGs. The national government has allocated 3.6 billion for the provinces. 10 million kina has been allocated for provincial and district services improvement programs. Each local level government was given 100,000 kina and 10,000 kina was allocated to each LLG wards. Yawing says they are yet to implement many of the projects approved in 2013. Yawing says the investors and taxpayers residing at Ward 2 area needs to benefit from proper government services. Julie Badui Owa, National EMTV News, Ley.
Houses burnt in Yanguru, East Sepik over a rape incident, and Romili Kilapet's case on misappropriation dismissed. Those stories when we come back. Welcome back. 42 houses in 2 villages in the Yanguru Sausia district of East Sepik province were set alight last Thursday by members from another village following allegations of rape of a primary school girl. Provincial Police Commander Superintendent Peter Phillips says people from a village in East Yanguru mobilized with a neighboring village and attacked Kinianen village and another village close by. It was alleged that 2 primary school boys were suspected of raping a girl in the same class. The 2 suspects are now in Yanguru police station. The police commander has also suspended a senior sergeant and 4 other officers alleged to have been involved in the violence. The members of the Criminal Investigation Division as well as 10 other police officers were deployed to the village to contain the situation and carry out investigations. The National Court dismissed the case of 8 Chinese nationals accused of producing materials bearing counterfeit SP-PNG Hunters trademarks. Justice Panuel Mogish ruled that evidence presented in court were insufficient on legal grounds that the trademarks are not registered. Eric Harupma with this report.
The 8 Chinese citizens appeared for trial today. They were charged under Section 4772B of the Criminal Code for producing counterfeit products bearing the SP-PNG Hunters trademark. It is understood that in 2015 they allegedly embroidered the counterfeit trademark on shirts and sold them in the Erimat group of stores in Port Moresby. They were committed to court on 25th of November 2015 by the complainant PNG RFL, who is the owner of this trademark. The court added that these trademarks are not registered trademarks and so evidences presented by the investigating officer were insufficient. Dismissing the case, Justice Mogi says it was a waste of time to take these people to court. The court advised for the return of the bail money and passports which had been confiscated. Eric Arupma, National EMTV News.
Former Department of Lands and Physical Planning Secretary Romili Kilapet's misappropriation case was dismissed by the National Court today. It was alleged that on the 3rd of September 2015, Kilapet had misappropriated a sum of over 200,000 kina, public funds from the Department of Lands and Physical Planning. The court heard that Kilapet conspired with 2 senior officers from the department to facilitate the withdrawal of this money from the department's Land Reform Program trust account. The money was later paid as workshop bills to Bola Motors. Kilapet was arrested and charged under Section 16(2) of the Public Finance Management Act for 1 count of conspiracy and misappropriation. After 2 years of fighting a legal battle, the National Court dismissed the case based on insufficient evidence.
The decision today to have the matter dismissed, basically based on evidence. But like, it's been a very, very long time for me since last year. It's almost 1 year, 2 months, and it's finally come to an end. And I just, like I mentioned to the other media people, that it's been a really, really long time. I've been really stressed. I'm so tired. I just want to have a break and get back with my family and just lead a normal life.
Chief Justice Sir Salamo Injia has confirmed the passing of PNG's first female judge, late Justice Catherine Davani. He said Justice Davani served her 2nd term as judge of the National and Supreme Court when she passed away. She died in a hospital in Brisbane, Australia after undergoing medical treatment for an illness. The judiciary passed their condolences to husband John Davani, children and families who are mourning her untimely death. A local family of authors is set to inspire the younger generation to get into the habit of writing and maybe one day publishing their own books. The Yaraki family, who are authors of 9 books, today became a contributor to the New Guinea collection at the Michael Sumari Library. The family held a small but significant occasion encouraging university students to get into writing.
The books range from true stories to poetry and history and will be displayed at the New Guinea collection. The presentation today by the children of the Yaraki family was an eye-opener for the university students who were encouraged to get into the habit of writing. The Yaraki children, Eddie and Idera, had written and published the books from an early age. From this experience of being young authors, they want to use their expertise to help other children write their own books.
Stated earlier that we need to be in control of ourselves, and one way is through writing a book. When you write a book, white people respect you, and professors will look to you as, you're same with them because you wrote a book. It's like a permanent statement in public of saying who you are.
To tell all my brothers out there that when you are yourself, you are fit to do anything.
The Yaraki family have entered into the world of writing at a very early age and have received inspiration from their father, John Yaraki.
And then they picked up, and another one said picked up, and another one picked up, and so sort of that kind of thing built on, and we went on and on and on, and then we published, we wrote and published ourselves 9 books. 9 books. We have other books published, like I've written 3 books, I have 6, my son 2, my daughter 2.
Mr. Yaraki says they go around spreading awareness and introducing children and adults to writing. From this, they have 200 children and adults writing with them. He added they have 2,000 manuscripts that they are editing at the moment. Merlin Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
And now looking at our finance news, the kina closed unchanged at 0.3155 US dollars in interbank markets. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying 0.3080 US dollars, 0.3988 Australian dollars, 0.2747 euro and 31.67 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee closed higher while gold, cocoa and copper closed the day lower. Crude oil and copper closed higher while palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 42.39 points lower, the ASX is trading at 69.98 points higher, and the All Ordinaries is trading at 67.8 points higher. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Calls have been made to review the 2001 Milne Bay Tourism Bureau Act. Board member of the Milne Bay Tourism Bureau, Samuel Alboti, told EMTV News the review is a must for small people to benefit more in the tourism sector. Mr. Alboti made this call after the official closing ceremony of the 13th Kenu Kundu Festival in Alotau yesterday.
Mr. Alboti made this call after the official closing ceremony of the 2016 Kenu Kundu Festival yesterday. He said the current act is outdated and Milne Bay needs policy frameworks that can support locals who are main attractors of tourists who visit the province.
So that we are able to either accommodate some sort of income generating capacity within the Bureau Act. At the moment, it does not really state that specifically, and as a result of that, we are missing out on a lot of potential tourism income that is...
Embarking to review the 2001 Milne Bay Tourism Bureau Act, Mr. Alboti says the board aims to establish a proposed Milne Bay Tourism Authority. He said this will be a source of revenue and will allow money to flow to people in villages and support other big events.
And I believe through the authority, and the name says it all, it will have the full powers to go in and do anything in the tourism industry. So one of them is to actually collect all those appropriate levies by all the visiting tourists that come through the cruise tourism.
Meanwhile, the 13th Kenu Kundu Festival ended yesterday with more sailing and dancers from around the province. Despite criticism over financial constraints of hosting the show, show committee members say proper planning must be done to sustain the show.
The major issue we're having right now, or challenge, is that we are not able to secure very good sponsors to be able to stage this event successfully.
The last day attracted more tourists to the festival grounds and be part of this national event. Many could not resist making memories and buying souvenirs. Jack Lapave Jr. National MTV News, Alatau.
A museum is the latest attraction in the tourists' hotspot town of Alatau. Located in the town, the Massey Museum was recently opened by Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Tobias Kulang. The museum boasts some of the finest work of wood carvers depicting rituals to everyday living. It also hails the rich history of Morobe before and after the war. The museum has a range of collective items around Morobe province and is open to the public. We'll update you on PNG's preparations for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Trukai Sports after the break. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. In football, with only 6 more days remaining until their opening match, the PNG Under-20 national women's team had their first hit out this afternoon at the Bissini grounds in Port Moresby. Our girls will be playing against the best in the world, but the team coached by American Elizah aims to give it their best shot.
Having returned from New Zealand on Sunday afternoon, the team appeared eager and ready to go in the last few days remaining before they face Brazil. Whilst the majority of the squad has remained, there was a notable inclusion in wide midfielder Georgina Bakani on the right. With captain Yvonne Gabong dictating in the midfield, the side had a faster, more clinical approach, with head coach Lisa Cole testing her attacking options. Team manager Kathy Agunam had said that the New Zealand tour had offered the team a valuable lesson in experience at playing more matches at a higher level. Papua New Guinea's first match would be held at the Sejongai Stadium on Sunday, the 13th of November at 7 p.m. Well, it's been a hard, long 11 months for the Under-20 women's national team of Papua New Guinea, and they now have only 6 more days until they meet perhaps one of the world's best teams in Brazil. But head coach Lisa Cole has stated not once, not twice, but many times before that while they may not win the World Cup, this is a side that is prepared to make the country proud. Jeremy Mogi, National TV Sports.
Margaret Joseph is PNG Under-20 women's central defender and hails from the Gulf province, a region noted primarily for being a rugby league stronghold. She says football has always had a special place in her heart. Elijah Lavette with a profile of Margaret Joseph as the PNG team prepares to take on the world in the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup.
Being one of the taller members of the squad, it was almost a natural choice for her to be in defense.
I play flank, and then maybe go play striker. But time 2014, maybe joining national team Logorano China. I've putting me play backline because the height to me.
The defender, however, has been clear in her passion for the sport in the match against Japan, succumbing to an injury while attempting to prevent a Japanese goal.
I'm not square, so there's a shoot straight like goal out na me attempt to this la ball. So time I'm shooting, me goal la ball and me go face the ball. So that's when.
Continuing against the US in another dismal performance by the national team, Joseph says it was disheartening.
Go there. I mean, me can feeling finish the same. Country look like me plan now, and then to give back it's like a result. It's like it's kind of embarrassing. But so country, Japan and USA, all started soccer past me.
Her plans for the future, however, have included being a better representative for her country.
So like maybe I think positive to me play. So though we are not that good, but we'll try our best.
When asked if she would take the chance to make the country proud, Margaret had this to say.
It's not that easy, honestly. I mean,
it is hard.
Yeah.
Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
PNG men's national football team couples left the country today for Malaysia for a friendly match against the host country and Iran. Iran is one of the world's best football teams, and the couple's captain David Muta says the opportunity to take on Iran is incredible, as it will go a long way in preparing the team when qualifying for the World Cup.
The squad of 20 players left for Malaysia, accompanied by national coach Fleming Siritslev and team management, where they will be joined by 3 overseas-based players in Kuala Lumpur. National coach Siritslev said attending these matches will be an important one for the team.
They are really eager to have the revenge. And having said that, I've also told you that, like the match against Iran, it'll be a difficult match too. But it's actually what I want with this national team. I want us to face opponents that are really strong.
He said playing against some of the top teams in Malaysia will be a great challenge for the team to see where they stand at in terms of their performance.
I'm very much looking forward to those 2 matches, and especially the match against Iran will really show us where we actually are compared to some of the best teams in the world.
Captain David Muta says he is confident and looking forward to the competition.
This friendly match, I think it will really help us a lot, and it will help the coach and help the players to gain some experience and maybe to push the players to work more harder. And I think the coach will see what we have to do to improve our games for the first game on March. Yeah.
The competition will kick off on Thursday the 10th, where couples will take on Iran in their first match in Kuala Lumpur and take on Malaysia on Monday the 14th. This won't be the first time for couples to take on Malaysia, but second, as they have played against Malaysia on the 17th of June here on home soil, with the couples winning the match 2 points. The team will return home on the 15th. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
And to cricket, the Hebo PNG Barmandis have said they will be bringing their best to the crease after an unsuccessful first match against host Hong Kong last Friday, words the team lived up to yesterday. Batting first after winning the toss, the last of their top order Vani Vagi Moria was out for 104 runs after the 19th over. The partnership of Asad Vala and Sesebao added 78 more runs by the 36th over. They were all out for 201 after the 45th over. Though skipper Vala said afterwards the team's batsmanship was not as good as expected, they have to do better tomorrow. Their bowling was exceptional, and that counted for their 14 runs win. In the second inning, the Hong Kong side was chasing a target of 202 but fell short as they were all out for 182 after 47 overs. Tomorrow's decider will see if the Barras are still able to maintain their winning streak in the ICC World Cricket League. True Guy Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
True Guy Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To Rugby Union, National Sevens development team Intaoil Turagus made it through to the Shield semi-finals of the SCC International Rugby Sevens tournament in Singapore. The Turagus suffered a narrow loss to Brisbane Sunnybank side 17-12 in their second match, and later to French side Froggies 23-19. With a third spot finish in Pool A, the Turagus went on to qualify for the Cup quarter-finals, however lost to the French development team 24-10. Meanwhile, the Fijianas defeated the PNG Palais in the first ever Oceania Women's Championship over the weekend. Played in Suva, Fijiana outscored PNG 6-2 to win 37-10 and progress to the final qualifying tournament for the 2017 Women's Rugby World Cup. The PNG Pukpuks jet off this afternoon ahead of their first appearance in the Cup of the Nations tournament in Hong Kong. Going up against strong competition in World Cup qualifying nation Russia, the lads are ready and prepared for what will be new territory for the team. The Pukpuks begin their campaign against tournament hosts Hong Kong on Friday.
You can say we're pretty much working to, uncharted territory, I guess. And the boys, we've been reminding the players of that. I mean, none of us know about how these guys play. But Russia, we've seen them playing World Cup. They'll be the toughest opponent, not just for us, but for the other two nations. But the boys are ready to step up and see what those games have to offer and what we can learn from it, and it'll be good for us going forward.
The boys are excited. After 3 months of training, I believe that the boys are looking forward to encounter the second-tier nations in the Hong Kong.
To sports stories making headlines overseas, Andy Murray celebrated his impending rise to the world #1 ranking with a 6-3, 6-7 and 6-4 victory against John Isner to claim his maiden Paris Masters title and his 8th tournament win of the season on Sunday.
The Briton, who will take over from Novak Djokovic at the top of the ATP rankings, survived a barrage of aces against the towering American to win his 14th career Masters tournament. The three-time Grand Slam champion gave little breathing space to Isner, who was hoping to clinch his first Masters title after 2 lost finals. The double Olympic champion entered the contest with a 7-0 record against Isner and his recent form, which had helped him to win 6 of his 8 previous tournaments since losing the French Open final suggested he would have the upper hand. In the tiebreak, Isner went 4-2 up when Murray double faulted, and the American closed it out with a booming forehand winner to send the contest into a decider.
6-4, 6-6, 6-4, 6-3, 6-7, 6-4.
Like I played better as the week went on, but today's match is, unbelievably tough. I mean, managed to get through the third set, but it could have gone either way, really. And yeah, happy to win for the first time here. I just wanted to finish the year as best as possible, and then it's not over yet. It's been great so far, and I want to play my best tennis at the World Tour Finals. I don't feel like I've done that the last few years there, and I want to try and finish the year off on a good note, playing good tennis against the top players.
Lorraine Genia, National EMTV Sports.
And that ends True Kai Sports. The weather details after the break.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. Worth doing with Dulux.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region: fine although cloudy at times in Port Moresby, fine weather in Daru and Alotau, thundery showers in Kerma and chances of brief showers in Popondetta. In the Massey region, chances of thundery showers in Ley, rain showers in Medang, passing thundery showers in Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands region, fine weather in Lorengau, a shower or 2 in Kavieng, passing thundery showers in Kokopo, Rubal and Kimbe, and passing showers in Buka. And in the Highlands region, chances of thundery showers in all centres. Forecast for small ships for the next 24 hours. All coastal waters of Papua New Guinea, seas of 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Ocean forecast for PNG areas in the Coral Sea. Sea slight with southeast to east winds at 10 to 15 knots. In the Solomon Sea, sea slight with east to northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots. In the Bismarck Sea, sea slight with northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots. And in the Pacific Ocean, Sea slight with east to southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. With doing with Dulux.
Before we go, PNG National Party was in Ora Province over the weekend for the launching of the party's provincial office. PNG National Party leader and member for Sinesine Yongomul, Kerengakua, who led his party delegation, highlighted that the province is the home turf of the political party.
Leader of the PNG National Party and member for Sinesine Yongomul, Kerengakua, led his party delegation, including member for Manus, Ronnie Knight, to Oro Province over the weekend. The official event was held at the Independence Oval in Popondetta town, where Mr. Kua announced 3 officers who will serve the party's office in the province. These are President Romini Iwago, Secretary Virgil Ronga, and Treasurer James Tau.
One reason blo mipla lo kamia em lo introduce him all this la tripla man lo yupla. Number 2, em lo declare him office blo mipla tamblo ya long ombora tamblo sema tamblo sem em by mipla open him. So yupla got man, yupla got address to go to.
The province has a special place for the PNG National Party. It is home to one of the party's founding leaders, late Stephen Tago.
Oro, en place blo Papa blo National Party threat. Late Stephen Tago. He was a national leader and a statesman. He brought the country to independence and through independence. And during his career, he left no scandal behind him. He was a man of honesty, man of integrity. He did his work for the people. He retired to his homeland and he lived here and he made his makeup. That is the kind of leadership that National Party always provides.
Following the event, the PNG National Party delegates visited the resting place of late Stephen Tago. They paid their respect with laying of wreaths. The party then gave donations of food and 1,000 kina cash to the Tago family. Merlin Daukatam, National EMTV News.
Now recapping our top stories. Junior Elizah wins Vocal Fusion Season 4, 13th border meet underway in Port Moresby, and budget cuts to affect Morobe programs. And that's been the news, sports and weather for tonight. On behalf of the entire EMTV News team, thank you for your company. Pleasant viewing. Good night.